Alright, welcome to this channel. Here we are going to be working on this question, which is a WAEC question. And here we have the two views of a triangular lamina are given in first angle orthograph projection in figure 1. And then here we have that we have to draw full size the given views and also the right end elevation. So here we have this the figure. So as we have here, so this is the front elevation and this is the plan of triangular lamina. So the dimensions are given in horizontal direction and vertical direction. So let's look at for what we have here on the horizontal. So we have that the distance from this point to this point here is 75 millimeters, and then we have the distance of this point from this point is 25 millimeters. And then talking about the vertical dimension, so for this particular point here, we have distance from here to here to be 20 millimeters. And for us to locate this point, we have to take a measurement of 75 millimeters down. And for us to locate this point, we have to take a measurement of 42 millimeters down. Then on the front elevation, we have the distance of this point from this line is 45 millimeters, and that of this point from this line is 18 millimeters, and that of this point from this line is 80 millimeters. So we are going to make use of these dimensions to replicate the views that we are given, and then we answer the question. So the question says, Roman Gon says that we should draw the given views. So let's see how that can be done. So what we are to do first is that we are going to draw a horizontal line. So we draw a horizontal line here. So here we have this horizontal line. Okay, so this horizontal line, I'm going to label this horizontal line. I will call it this point to be point X and this point is point Y here. Then the next thing that I'm going to do is that I'm going to take a measurement of 75 millimeters on this line. So I'm just going to put a mark here. So put a mark here, and then I'll take 75 millimeters away. So this is 75 millimeters. So at this point, I'm going to draw a vertical line. At this point, I will draw a vertical line at this point. So draw a vertical line from here. So let's take it down like this. And again, we also have a particular measurement that we still need to take. So let us also draw a vertical line from this point. So take a vertical line down like this, and then from this point we will take a measurement of 25 millimeters inward. So from this point, so let's take that measurement. So here we have this to be 25 millimeters. So at this point here, I'm also going to draw a vertical line. So here we have this vertical line. All right, so I'm going to label this point. So I'll call this point, I'll call it point A. So this is point A here, and I'll call this point, I'll call it point B, and this point here, I'll call it point C on this XY line. Then let's take the measurement as we are given. So for us to produce this particular one, so we are taking measurement of 75 millimeters down from this point A here. So let's take a measurement of 75 millimeters from point A, 75 millimeters from point A. So with my ruler being set, so I have this. Okay, so I have this point. So this point, okay, so I need to extend this line down. So this is 75 millimeters here. So I have this. Okay, then so this is for point B. So the 75 millimeters supposed to be taken here. So supposed to be taken here on this line. So this is 75 millimeters, and then for this particular one, I'm going to take a measurement of 20 millimeters. So this is 20 millimeters here. So let's be labeling this point. I'll call this is capital letter A, and then this is capital letter B here. So we have this now. Then for capital letter C, we have to take a measurement of 42 millimeters down here, 42 millimeters down here. So here we have this to be 42 millimeters. So this is 42 millimeters. I have this, so I'm going to write it here as point C. All right, so we are going to join this together. We join these points together to obtain the plan of the triangular lamina. Okay, so we join point A and B together with a straight line like this. Okay, then we join point B and C together with a straight line, and we join point A and C together with a straight line. So here we join this together. So here we have the plan of the triangular lamina Then let's go and work on the front elevation. So for the front elevation, I also need to extend this line. So this line should go up. So this line should go up a bit. Okay, so we draw this line. So we take it up like this. We have this now. So we are taking measurement of 80 millimeters for point C along this line, 80 millimeters. For point C along this line, this is 80 millimeters here. So put a mark here. And then, so here we have this point. So this will be point C prime. So I'm going to call it point C prime, okay, to differentiate it from what we have here. And then, so for point B from this XY line, so I'm going to take a measurement of 18 millimeters. We are given 18 millimeters. So from on this line, I will take 18 millimeters. This is point B prime. So I'm going to write B prime here. Okay. Then for A prime, so we are going to take a measurement of 45 millimeters from this line, 45 millimeters up. So this is 45 millimeters here. So I have this to be point A prime. So this is point A prime here. All right, so then the next thing that we are going to do is to join this point together. So I'm going to join this point B1, B prime and C prime together, and then we join AB together like this. Okay, we join A prime and B prime together, and then we now join this point C prime and A prime. So we join them together to obtain the front elevation of the triangular lamina. All right, so having done this, the next thing that we are going to do is to answer question Roman figure 2. We have answered question Roman figure 1 as we are asked to draw the given views. So let's go and work on that of Roman figure 2. So we come to this point A here. We're asked to draw the right end elevation. We're asked to draw the right end elevation. So our right end elevation in this case, since these views are given in first angle projection, the right end elevation will be on the left side of the front elevation. This is the front elevation and this is the plan. So the right end elevation will be on the left side of the front elevation. So what we just have to do is that we come to this point here and we are going to draw a horizontal line to this side. Come to this point B and draw a horizontal line to this side. So come to point C here, okay, then draw a horizontal line from point C to this side. Then come to point A from this point A here. So draw a horizontal line to this side like this. And then we come to point B prime here. Okay. So we draw a horizontal line. It goes to this side. So we come to point A. We also draw a horizontal line. So it goes in this direction. Then we come up here to point C prime and we draw a horizontal line. It goes in this direction. Now, having done this, the next thing that we are going to, just the way we do for construction of normal orthographic views, is what we are still doing here, because we are asked to draw the right end elevation of this triangular lamina. So what we are to do now with our 45 degrees set square being set at this point A like this, so we set it at this point A, we are going to draw a line. So from this point in this direction, so it passes through each of these three lines. So what we are to do now, we need to locate a point ABC for the end elevation around here. So, and how can we do that? So what you are to do, okay, so what you have to do, I'm going to come to this point, okay, so this point is point B, so I'll call it small letter B prime, okay, then this point is point C, I will call it small letter C prime, and this point is point A, I will call it small letter A prime. So what I'm going to do now is that from this point, so look at the line of A, so I'm going to draw a line from this point A prime to touch this line. So I want to locate point ABC on the end elevation so that I can form the shape of the end elevation. That's what I want to do here. So from this point A prime here, I'm going to draw a vertical line. So I will draw a vertical line, and that vertical line will touch line that we drew out of this point A. So it goes up like this, okay. So here we have this point. So I'm going to call this point, I will call it point, this is point A2. Let's call it A2 like this. And then I'm going to draw a line from point C touching this line C at this point. So I will call it C2. So let's draw the line. So we draw a vertical line from here and it touches this line at this point. So this point here, I'm going to call it point C2. Okay. All right. So then The next one is point B. So this is line B here. So by the time I draw a line from this point B prime and it goes up like this and it touches line B at this point. So I'm going to call this point, I will call it point B2. So this is B2 here. Okay, so we are now going to join this point together to obtain the right end elevation of the triangular lamina. So let's join them together. So we join A to B2 together with a straight line like this. We join A2 and B2 together with a straight line. And we join A to C2 together with a straight line like this. So we have this now. Then we join C2, B2 together to obtain the end elevation of this triangular lamina, the right end elevation of triangular lamina. So this is how to obtain the right end elevation of a triangular lamina. It's as simple as I've done it here. All you have to do is to practice. When you practice this, you become a master at this work. Thank you. Keep on practicing and God bless you.